right, everybody. Welcome to the show. I'm scratching and I'm itching and I'm oh my gosh, what a morning here in Hollywood, California, trying to get the live stream stuff going. That's what I let's just have the conversation today about if you don't know your tech and you're in the film industry, you might want to reconsider becoming a barista just because it is so difficult, with this, that, and the other thing, whether you're filming or you're live streaming or anything you're doing nowadays, if you don't have your together and you know what you're doing. And you got workarounds and you know how to do it, you potentially might not get your creative endeavors seen. So that's why we're here at filmfestivallive.com. By the way, filmfestivallive.com. Check it out. Stories, information, myself and Sal. Sal's in the East Coast. I'm the West Coast. Isn't that cool? Covering the world of film festivals because, look, if you're trying to get anything out there, no matter what it is, I mean, if it's a short, if it's a feature, if it's a whatever, the point is that film festivals are now the way to get attention. I mean, I've been doing this for 40 years, and I can tell you right now that getting your stuff seen 20 years ago, luck be a lady tonight, it was not easy. You'd have to produce something, you're cutting up tape, and, I used to work at Fox, CBS, PBS, and I was a Fox Kids Club host. That's when Fox cared about kids. Anyway, it's my statement. Point is that you had to do beta SP. Cameras were like this big, and you're carrying around. And I was my own what we call in the industry one man band: shoot, edit, and host. And I'm just telling you all this stuff because if you're thinking that you're going to press a button and someone's going to come running to you and go, "You got anything you want me to shoot?" Yeah. Yeah, that's what you'll be doing a lot of, holding your breath. So with that being said, I'm very excited about the show today because this is the first time we've had someone on in this genre, this style of film festival, and it's sci-fi. Sci-fi. I'm a big, huge, I grew up doing this all day, watching and reading drama, not drama log, sorry, Starlog and all of the science fiction stuff. I'm like hardcore science fiction, like back in the days with Robbie the Robot, and you probably don't even know what I'm talking about. Kids, Google it. Point is that it has really changed quite a lot, and I know our guest. I'm very excited, Michael Brown. He is going to come on in a second. Film festival that is in Brooklyn. And you're going to love this because I love this subject. And I want to specifically ask him questions about how has it changed from a specialist effects standpoint? I know because, I got the app or 5 or 10. So very excited about this. Later on at the end of the show, we'll check in with Sal from Monday. I figured out how to say it right. He's Italian. I don't want him to, whack me. Concrete shoes. Anyway, Sal Fermandi, who is, of course, oprime.tv, my partner in crime on this little endeavor. And so with that being said, I'm going to shut up now and get to the guest. Very excited. I'm going to show you a little sci-fi promo. You're going to love this, and then we're going to bring Michael on. Hang tight. Michael, I welcome to the show, Michael Brown, the Brooklyn SciFi Film Festival. Welcome.
Hey, Will. Thanks for having us on Film Festival.
Yeah, I'm excited. By the way, I have to tell you, watching that promo, the demo, the only clip I didn't get was the girl working out on the beach. but but what a great promo that was.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so that
so
was
that
made
was
up
made up
from
from
clips from
clips
last
from
year's
last year's
festival,
festival.
since we
Since
haven't
we haven't
announced this
announced
year's
this year's
films.
films,
That
that
particular clip
particular
of the
clip
girl
of
on
the
the
girl on the
beach
beach
was an
was an
Australian
Australian
submission, a
submission.
really
A really
awesome
awesome
movie.
movie.
Awesome. Now, I have to tell you that one of the first things I noticed in watching this, and I love this about science fiction films, is that you literally could go to a thrift shop and get a lot of your gear and do a science fiction film. I noticed helmets with weird, front shields and weapons, and it's a, I would say probably it would be the most fun genre to probably produce something, because you could literally grab I could grab a mic stand and I could make this into something science fiction. Why did you start this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's funny
it's
that you
funny that
mentioned
you
that.
mentioned
It's
that.
like I
It's
think
like I
that
think
the
that the
early
early
Doctor
Doctor
Who,
Who,
Star Trek
Star
really
Trek
taught
really
us that
taught us that
anything could be
anything could be
sci-fi.
sci-fi.
And I
And I
recently
recently
learned
learned
that
that
one of the
one
most
of the most
common movie
common movie
props,
props,
sci-fi movie
sci-fi movie
props,
props,
are one of
are one of
those.
those.
I don't know if
I
I'm
don't know if I'm
pronouncing it
pronouncing it
correctly, but
correctly, but
those
those
like
like
ski
ski
carriers you put
carriers
on
you put
top
on
of your
top of your
car.
car.
They're like
They're
this
like this
capsule, a
capsule, a
tool.
tool.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you've been
been
used in
used in
Star Trek
Star
and
Trek and
everything.
everything.
Anyways, you have to
Anyways, you
look
have
it
to
up, but
look
they're
it up,
very
but they're very
futuristic, and it's
futuristic,
just
and it's just
something for putting
something
your
for putting
luggage
your
on top
luggage
of
on
your
top of your
car.
car.
But they were
But they were
used for
used for
photon
photon
torpedoes,
torpedoes,
everything.
everything.
So yeah,
So yeah,
sci-fi
sci-fi
really opens
really
it up.
opens it up.
And
And
one
one
film that I
film
looked
that I
at from
looked at
this
from this
year
year
uh,
uh,
that
that
is
is
I thought
I
was
thought was
amazing. I
amazing. I
believe it was
believe
out
it was
of
out of
New
New
Zealand.
Zealand.
Is It's
It's
about
about
traveling
traveling
to a
to a
nearby
nearby
star and
star and
colonizing,
colonizing,
and they did
and they
it
did it
completely
completely
without
without
any
any
real
real
props or
props or
anything,
anything,
because it's all
because it's all
story
story
driven, and
driven,
it's really
and it's
good. You
really
don't
good.
miss
You
it
don't
until
miss
the
it
end.
until
You're
the
just
end. You're
like,
just like,
wow,
wow,
they really
they really
didn't
didn't
go that
go
far.
that far.
There's no
There's no
spaceships or
spaceships
anything,
or
but
anything, but
it's a
Oh,
great
it's a
film.
great film.
So
So,
anyways, as you
anyways,
can
as you
tell,
can
I'm
tell,
a
I'm
big
a
fan
big
of
fan
science
of science
fiction,
fiction,
and
and
that's
that's
why I
why I
started
started
this.
this.
And it's
And
only our
it's only our
second
second
year.
year.
You have a
You have a
lot more
lot more
experience in
experience in
film
film
festivals than I
festivals than
do.
I do.
So
oh, I
So,
don't know. You know what? The good thing about film festivals is that I would say the key component that transcends time span, so to speak, in sci-fi would be the passion to do this genre. Because, and again, the point is that whether you're talking about the original stuff like Planet whatever or Forbidden Planet whatever, the point is that even this in this day and age, you can get away with the I'll say the word hokiness of it, because people just sit there and it's almost like you're back in the 50s with popcorn at the movie theater, and you're just like, this is so awesome. It doesn't really matter how it's done in essence, because it's something kind of fun about that.
yeah,
yeah,
it's
it's
I
I
think
think
with
with
film and
film and
generally
generally
science
science
fiction,
fiction,
technology has
technology
really
has really
transformed the
transformed the
ability of
ability of
individuals to make
individuals to make
films,
films,
and we
and we
focus a lot
focus a
on
lot on
independent
independent
short film
short film
format.
format.
But
But
much as
much
in
as in
music
music
production,
production,
you can
you
now
can now
get
get
really
really
pro
pro
tools
tools
on a
Yeah,
on a
laptop,
laptop,
and the
and the
quality of
quality of
an iPhone.
iPhone.
we're
Yeah,
both holding
Yeah,
it up. We're both holding it up at the same time.
yeah.
yeah.
But
But
and
and
it's
it's
really all
really
about the
all about the
storytelling,
storytelling,
and it
and
doesn't
it
you don't
doesn't you
have
don't
to
have
have
to have
great
great
props. Of
props. Of
course, that's
course,
all
that's all
fun, but
fun, but
it's the
Yeah.
it's the
storytelling.
storytelling.
You know, interesting thing is that in regards to this sort of the special effects thing and how it's changed so much, you literally, I have a bin of about 500 different sort of post production effects and things you can do, from gunfire to whatever. And I did a film in Brazil, a Netflix film, and I was the armorer because I'm a weapons guy, but I was also one of the principal actors. And consequently, we a lot of times we did the shots, and in the beginning they determined that we weren't going to use blanks. And I'm like, oh, okay. And I guess I didn't really get the idea that in post production they were going to do what they did. But when you see the film, it's a Netflix film, it's amazing what any of these CGI'd sort of like app style things that they put in with, of course, a sound effect, which makes it kind of awesome because I wonder, nowadays with the filmmakers, some of the process that they're doing to go through. But again, like you said, a lot of stuff is also story driven because we know that science fiction people love their stories.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
absolutely.
And
And
sci-fi,
sci-fi,
having a film
having a film
festival
festival
dedicated to a
dedicated to a
specific
specific
niche or
niche or
genre
genre
can be
can be
difficult, but
difficult, but
really
really
science
science
fiction,
fiction,
it
it
spans
spans
from the
from the
spectrum
spectrum
of
of
sci-fi
sci-fi
horror,
horror,
Yeah.
then
then
you're
you're
through,
through
space
space
themes, time
themes, time
travel
travel
into
into
fantasy. So it's
fantasy. So
really, it's a big
it's a
tent,
big tent,
and there's
and there's
definitely
definitely
room
room
for,
for
all sorts
all
of
sorts of
storytelling.
storytelling.
What is so what do you I hate or I don't hate to ask this, but I'm going to ask you, what do you do when you're not running and creating this film festival? Because we know, everybody knows that it's not an easy job.
No, it's
No, it's
not.
not.
I
I
founded a
founded
tech
a tech
agency called
agency called
Cyber New
Cyber New
York,
York,
Oh.
and the
and the
alien is
alien is
actually
actually
our
our
logo.
logo.
And we
And
work
we
with
work with
entertainment
entertainment
clients,
clients,
a lot of
a lot of
film
film
distributors,
distributors,
and been
and
doing
been
this
doing this
for
for
about 20
about 20
years.
years.
Wow.
So
So
we have
we
worked
have
with
worked
other
with other
festivals, and we've
festivals, and we've
worked with
worked
the
with
film
the film
distributors.
distributors.
So that's
So
what I
that's what I
do
do
normally.
normally.
And
And
a couple of
a couple
years
of years
ago,
ago,
we
we
decided we
decided
wanted
we
to do
wanted to do
something for
something for
ourselves,
ourselves,
and really
and
kind of
really kind of
get on the
get
other
on the other
side, the
side, the
client side
client
of
side of
things,
things,
and
Sure.
produce
and
this
produce this
festival.
festival.
So,
So
you can tell
you
by
can
the
tell
name
by
of the
the name of the
company,
company,
Cyber New
Cyber
York,
New York,
where our
where
heads
our
are
heads
at.
are
So
at. So
Yeah, that sound to me, to be quite honest with you. Remember, I want to say Lost in New York, or the one where the movie. I think it was Kurt Russell or something.
oh,
Something. What was that? Lost in New York or
Escape from New
Escape from New
York,
York,
right?
right?
Is
Escape
that
from
what
New
you're?
Is that what
York.
you're?
I honestly think that someone should be writing a film called Cyber New York. Just saying. Brought to you by Cyber New York. Yeah, that
Yeah.
sounds
Yeah.
Well,
because it
Well,
sounds
maybe
like
we'll start
we'll
working
start
on that.
working on that.
yeah. I think that people are coming through my based upon today's little kerfuffle of incidents happening with my tech stuff. I'm pretty sure there's something in my computer. Anyway, let's talk about you did mention Australia, New Zealand. You are getting second year, but you're getting stuff around the world. When does the festival happen, and when are you cutting off submissions for this year, or have you already?
Yeah, we've
Yeah,
already
we've
cut off
already cut off
submissions. We
submissions.
had our
We had
late
our late
submissions ended
submissions
on the
ended on the
13th.
13th.
We
We
have
have
hundreds of
hundreds of
films
films
from around the
from around the
world,
world,
and the
and the
festival
festival
will air
will air
online. It'll be
online.
a
It'll be a
free
free
virtual
virtual
festival,
festival,
Great.
starting
starting
September
September
20th and
20th and
through the
through the
26th. So
26th. So
anybody out
anybody
there
out
is
there is
welcome
welcome
to get
to
your
get your
virtual
virtual
ticket, and all
ticket,
that
and all
does
that
is we'll
does is
send
we'll
out a
send out a
reminder when you
reminder when you
can
can
start
start
watching,
watching,
But it's
and we
free.
will
and we
have
will have
in-person
in-person
live
live
screening
stream
in
in
Brooklyn. Yeah,
Brooklyn. Yeah,
we'll actually
we'll
have
actually
a
have a
physical
physical
screening that will
screening
be
that will be
paid
paid
in
in
Brooklyn,
Brooklyn,
but for
but for
online, you'll be able
online,
to
you'll be able
access
to
all the
access all the
films and
films and
events for
events
free.
for free.
You know what? I'm going to talk to Sal here when we're done with the show. I'm going to see if I can find a way of putting in a streaming, uh, what do you call it, screen. So maybe we can catch some of your stuff. It'd be kind of fun to have all of our people see it.
Oh, that'd be
Oh, that'd
great.
be
Yeah,
great.
it'd be
Yeah,
a
it'd
lot
be
of
a lot
fun.
of fun.
Um, so around the world, you are seeing what sort of categories are you putting in place? Are you putting in, it should be this long, or only using this kind of alien, or give me some of the categories that you have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
actually, I like
actually, I
your
like your
ideas.
ideas.
We should break it into
Break it into
categories like
categories
that.
like that.
But
But
the major
the major
categories
categories
are
are
uh, short live
short
action
live
short
action short
film,
film,
and that's
and that's
any
any
film
film
under
under
45
45
minutes.
minutes.
Oh
So
wow.
So
most of those
most
come in
come
at,
in at,
they're
they're
either
either
like
like
television
television
show
show
size,
Yeah,
size,
like
like
15 to
15
30
to 30
minutes on
minutes on
average.
average.
And
And
then
then
we
we
have
have
short
short
animated
animated
films,
films,
same
same
duration.
duration.
And then we
And
have
then we have
feature
feature
films,
films,
which
which
we're
we're
actually are
actually
getting
are getting
more
more
submissions for
submissions
feature
for feature
films this
films
year.
this year.
We
We
had
had
so
so
few
few
last year that
last
we
year that
actually
we
cut
actually
that.
cut that.
from
Oh
the
yeah.
festival.
Yeah.
And then we have college submissions for short films and student submissions for short films. So students would be, technically K through 12, up through high school.
That's
And
great.
college are people that are enrolled in some kind of a university program or certificate program. And we Oh, I was just going to say, we do break it out. We have a comedy sci-fi, which is all ages. And we found that those were some of my favorite submissions last year. So we broke that category out, and it's really encouraged a lot more submissions. And we also have a Best in Brooklyn category.
I would absolutely love to see some of the comedy stuff because I was thinking, and I didn't want to say this out loud because I don't want this to sound disrespectful, but I can imagine watching the vetting process and sitting in and all of the people that decide what films are in there and going, oh my gosh, this is hysterical. I don't think they know it, but this is hysterical. I could just imagine that. But good, you have a comedy section. I do have a category I think you should put in there, which is called films where you're trying to invade the earth. That's it. Films that try
You
to invade.
know, I would love that category, and I don't know that we don't really have a lot of category. We don't have a lot of submissions of invading the Earth. You would think that would be natural, but it seems like the big themes this year are smart appliances gone wrong. Like I've seen several of those, and
Oh, I
climate
love
change
that.
and colonizing our a neighboring star or exoplanets. Those are, and then comedy is big, just making fun of anything.
Yeah, I have to. I'll be honest with you. I'm particularly fond of the appliances gone bad. And I created a web series that I was shooting on my iPhone called Seriously, Siri Listly, and it was all the stuff that would happen with Siri. Like I'd say, I remember this one time I was talking to a casting director about an audition, and I go, yeah, you know what? That's it. I mean, I do have a pickup truck, and I pressed it, and it came across as saying, "Oh, I really want to you," and I'm like, luckily that person was a friend of mine. I'm like, okay, that's a Siri thing. That's a Siri thing. Sorry. Anyway, but I could just see all day long having any of my things attack me. I have way too many lights and backgrounds, and I'm pretty sure this roll up green screen is going to attack me someday soon. So very
I'm,
excited about your
I'm
film.
certain we're only years away from that.
Yeah, we are, and you know how everybody's always saying you got to cover your camera and you got to do all this and that. But you know what? And the face recognition, I'm pretty sure too that someone's making a clone of me. Hopefully, they'll make it better than me. Anyway, um, so with that being said, any last things you want to say about what you're doing? I always ask people for a free tip, best four-letter word in the English language. If there's anything that you would love to, let people know about, the passion of it, the behind the scenes, what you're doing, what you see in the future of the festival, this is your time.
Cool. So very much this festival is in a DIY spirit of independence. So I've looked at a lot of festivals, and we've worked with quite a few that will focus on distributed films, a small number. We're all about inclusion and really encouraging filmmakers. So we're going to screen minimum 100 films. So there's a place for science fiction there, and we'll let the viewers decide. Now, then we'll have selections and recognition for the top films.
Sure.
So this is the kind of festival that's going to have lots of content, and it's just really looking to get those student filmmakers, first time filmmakers, all the way up to professionals. It's a home for all filmmakers and people who love great sci-fi stories.
Right. I know you've seen some in the festival. You've seen some submissions that you were probably knocked your socks off. I'm pretty sure. With that being said, is there anything, number one, are you doing anything on the live streaming of any kind of like panels or any particular directors or anything like that?
Yeah, so we have film partners that come from my clients at Cyber New York. So we're going to have film screenings of sci-fi films from Kino Lorber, which is a New York-based independent film distributor. We'll have Zeitgeist, which is a historic New York film distributor. We're going to have Film Movement, and we'll have Grasshopper Film
Oh yeah.
and their Vector online service. So each one will be curating an evening where we'll linear stream at a time, one of their films, and we'll put together panels around that for discussions. We're also going to have, these are all tentative, it's to be determined. So unofficially, we'll have a night of Japanese sci-fi submissions where we'll highlight. We have one of our film partners that will take submissions, new submissions from new filmmakers in Japan. We'll highlight those on an evening. And then, I don't know, you've worked production, you've worked, festivals. A lot of the stuff that's going to be going on, we don't even know. We're going to be coming up with this in the last 2 weeks. It really, it's such a new thing for us that it really comes together. But a lot of exciting things this year. We're also going to have a Roku channel, so that'll give an additional way for people to view this year. We'll probably have an Amazon Prime channel, and then everything else will be on the festival website. As I said, free for everybody. And we're going to one other new thing we're going to attempt to add is music. So sci-fi inspired music.
Oh,
So
cool.
we're doing a playlist called Future Sounds of Brooklyn, and it is open to any musicians that would like to submit music that that's sci-fi inspired. It doesn't have to be narrative or lyrical. It can just be soundtrack work, or it can be jazz or so. We've had some really cool submissions that are unexpected, but musicians like to ponder escape velocity and what it might be like to be on another planet, and they'll put that out in a song. And so we want to start building that side of the festival as well.
That's actually a really
And
great idea
yeah.
because, I worked for Cirque du Soleil for a few years, and, the musicians there, because Cirque is so, who knows, planetary. Point is that, all those really cool instrumental, I remember back in the 80s and the early 90s with all of the Alan Parsons Project and all these
Oh
different
yeah.
groups that, technically wound up being the, some soundtrack stuff, John Williams, obviously. But what a great idea that is to open that up, because those people potentially could either have buyout music, or they could help people with, their soundtracks and be able to score them. I have to tell you, I commend you, because I've never heard that before. So I think that's going to be a rockin' category, or a feature of your festival.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it, and it's amazing what you can do when, as a film festival director, when you don't know what you're doing, because you do all sorts of crazy stuff that nobody's thought of because you don't know any better. So.
Yeah, but you know what you do? I interview a lot of people and a lot of festivals, and I'll tell you that you do have a definite air about you that that you seem connected and in this industry, that you are, you like to try different things. And, I hate the term work outside or whatever outside the box, but it sounds like you're bobbing and weaving, which is pretty awesome, because, it makes people, I mean, what makes people want to watch something? Building suspense. And I think you've built it.
Oh, cool. Well, I hope that your viewers will check it out and let us know what they think.
Well, I know Sal, and he's a mean guerrilla marketing person. So between him and I, we're going to make sure people come and see what you're doing. Michael Brown, I appreciate you coming on the show. Of course, the Brooklyn SciFi Film Festival. You can check it out at, as you can see above his head, the Brooklyn SciFi Film Festival.com. Check it out and get a ticket, even if it's free, or go there, visit, and if it's a screening, and take some pictures and send them back. We always want a good report. So appreciate your time, sir, and I hope you have a great day and a great festival.
Sure. Thanks a lot, Will.
All right.
Will
Be
do.
safe, my friend. All right, everybody. And that is, of course, the show. I hope you enjoyed that. But wait, never can't forget my good friend Sal. He's in the wings. Let's bring him in. Sal, where are you? Oh, I think he's in. Oh, I forgot to put him in the screen. Holy moly, where's Sal? We're in number 2. Sal, I didn't forget about you. Sal, you have a very science fiction look.
How are you? How's it going?
Good.
What's that?
You have a science fiction look to you.
No. I was just gonna say he's got. I do have. Yeah, I'm a science fiction junkie. I remember all the robots. Remember the Danger Will Robinson robot? His name was Robot.
Yeah.
From Lost in Space.
Yeah.
And then it was what was the big one? You mentioned him before. The big guy with the twirling things on his head.
Robbie the Robot.
Robbie Robot, yes.
Well, that's
yeah,
that's like one of the first ones. But I will tell you, have you watched the new series Lost in Space?
Okay, so I watched the original. I watched the '90s movie. I saw a couple of little bits from the television show. Looks really interesting.
Oh, it's awesome.
Is it really? Oh, okay.
Awesome.
I don't know.
Yeah. I can't remember his character name. Dr.
Smith.
Dr. Smith is Parker Posey.
Oh.
And she's awesome.
She's an
I'll
excellent
tell you why
actress.
she's awesome. She's a very pretty woman, but she's not playing it pretty. And a lot of times, actors have choices. They and I'm all about looking ugly. I am. But the point is that being able to, as an actor, if you're, if you are particularly like she is good looking, to be able to take and do the other side of the coin, where you go, no makeup, don't care, I'm just gonna do this. Or if you normally play the nice person next door, the neighbor, and then the next time you're playing the one that murders people. Point is that she shows a lot of range in this, and I'm particularly focusing on her. There's a couple of other people that you'd see in this, and you go, oh, I know who they are. But the spin on this one is much more, it's serious. I mean, and the robot, oh, God, the robot, it is not Robbie the Robot. It is, and have you seen it?
I did see it. It reminded me of what's the Spider-Man suit guy that would become evil and have the Venom. It had this kind of like little kind of nasty side. Yes.
Yes. I want to see if I can find something here. I just have to tell you that.
See, because the last science fiction show I got kind of pulled into was Battlestar Galactica, which has been over a couple of years.
Holy moly! I used to watch that religiously.
Well, the original when we were kids, but they had a new remake, which was good for a couple of years.
I did not watch that much. Hold on a
second. Yeah, it was good. As the first 3 years were really good, and then it got kind of light. But I'm getting pulled into the Teen Titans. I'm going to admit.
I don't know what that is.
The Teen Titans. That's on. It's on. TNT. It's. I mean, you know the story of the DC comic Teen Titans, don't you? Do you know the? Okay, so I'll recap. So basically, Robin leaves Batman and becomes Nightwing, and assembles these teen titans. Basically, these people with superpowers. Remember the kid from the Wonder Twin that used to turn into the animal from when we were kids? We watched the cartoon. He's on the Teen Titans, so they made him a little bit more.
You're definitely into it.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Here.
Yes. He
So
looks like
look
some
look at
Venom
that.
version of something.
Oh, it's just, and I'll tell you what, it's pretty awesome the way they did it. All these actors. This the black girl is the daughter. They're sisters, and it's the brother, and Danger Will Robinson. It's
Yeah.
pretty amazing. I just have to tell you that they did a great job, and it's very suspense and a lot of like, it's amazing. So
Is
anyway,
there a male father in the like? Is there a Doctor Robinson or Professor
no, well,
Robinson?
the main guy, well, the main people in the show. I'm surprised I grabbed the picture without, without getting
Because it's a family, right?
here. Yeah, there's a mom and dad,
Yeah.
there's another version of it.
The daughter is still alive from the original shows.
Oh,
Penny
she is.
Cartwright? I
Oh yeah,
think so.
Jane.
Yes.
What's her name? I think it's like Jane or something like that.
Yeah. I think I looked it up a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Anyway, it's quite a good show, but we can stop plugging.
Over a glass of wine.
There you go. Hey Sal, you know what? Good show. I really enjoyed talking to him. He's quite a neat guy, and knowing that he's taking some of his work and putting it into what they're doing at the film festival. What a great idea! Plus, it sounds like my next film I should be shooting or producing is a sci-fi, because it sounds like they're pretty well connected there in Brooklyn. If he's got like people doing films and taking them and going places with them. So the point is that I just think that's a really great festival, and I'm going to talk to you off the air about doing a little live stream of some of the festival stuff, which we can do here on our website. If you go to, of course, filmfestivallive.com, oprime.tv, if you want to see film festival submission shorts and some of the people on the film festivals around the world. How's it going on your end of that stuff?
Going good. I mean, it's really encouraging to see that this industry, if you want to call it that, like the evolution of independent filmmaking, really kind of making its next kind of growth or bloom or explosion off of film festivals. I think that for the next couple of years, the growth is going to run parallel with a lot of these film festivals. So they're the place to be. Filmmakers need to start getting films in front of festivals.
Yeah, they do. And I'll tell you, it makes me think that if I was a production company, which I'm not, I would definitely come up with a package that if you wanted to rent out a crew for a day or two, because a lot of these short films, like, there's the 48 hour and stuff like that, and the 24-hour, who knows, about those festivals, right? The ones where you have to literally start from the beginning, and then what happens is that you have to write it all in 48 hours, and you do it.
Yeah.
But the point is that I think that production companies around the country might be smart to start jumping into that arena, because I'm sure they would be very helpful. And I know that production companies are probably also wanting to get the film festivals' attention as well, because they're an essential part of this. Otherwise, they would have to, we'd be watching cartoon festivals. So
Yes.
All right. Well, hey, thanks for coming on again to the show, and we really appreciate you hanging out with us. If you go to, of course, filmfestivallive.com, that's great, or oprime.tv, and hang out with us. Check it out and be involved, be helpful, and create your own stuff, and let us know. We'll help focus on it. Thanks, Sal, for hanging out with me.
It was awesome.
I got a thumbs up. All right, everybody. Thanks for hanging out on the show. We really appreciate it. We'll see you next time, of course, on filmfestivallive.com. See you later.